Hey, what is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back to a great episode of The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. So when I see it, you see it. Do you see what I see? Said the shepherd boy to the little lamb. So if you like that little stuff, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and get notified when we have new videos that we try to post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. And maybe, just maybe consider becoming a member or giving a super thanks, because it just helps the channel. So with that, don't forget about all the stuff that's going on, giveaways, supporting YouTube channels, all that stuff's in my description. Let's do it. So we're gonna end anime week. I just dubbed it that because Monday we did Monday we did Rengoku, Wednesday we did Nezuko. So today we're gonna end anime week, but we're gonna end it with My Hero Academia. As you know, they are in season 7 right now, which is crazy what's going on. People getting clapped left and right, all sorts of stuff. Shigaraki, all sorts of cool stuff going on. Star and Stripes, man. So if you're not watching My Hero, you can catch it on Crunchyroll. You can catch some of the older seasons on Hulu and Netflix. But we are going to take a look at a figure who is the number 2, actually the number 1, since number 1 retired, so he is number 1 now, and that is Endeavor. And we're going to take a look and see if this figure is worth your money, because I picked it up super cheap, as you can see on the price there. So let's take a look and let's do it. And here he is, folks, Endeavor, the new number 1 hero in My Hero Academia. If you don't know what that is about, I'll put a little history link down below, what you can do. But just in a nutshell, it's full of a world of people full of what's called quirks, which are superpowers, some very useful, some not, who they have all these superheroes, and there's one kid who was born without a quirk but desires to be a superhero, who then goes on to inherit One for All, and it's about his journey to becoming the greatest superhero of all, and that is Mr. Izuku Midoriya. But we're going to look at Endeavor today, and this is it. And you can see I found this baby on clearance for $6.94. Typically he was like $22 to $24.99, but was able to find him for $7, and I believe at that time they were even running 50% off of that. So I really picked him up for $3.50, which was a bargain and a half. So and you'll never guess where I picked it up for that much. FYE, which normally sells things for like $400 million. But here it is. Here's the package. Really cool looking. Has the figure right here, Endeavor. His special quirk is, of course, flames, fire, and like just basically he can make things super hot. And of course his son is Todoroki, who is half hot, half cold, has half flames and half ice. And his other son is, spoilers, the spoiler alert, his other son Dabi, who also has flames as well. But let's go ahead, let's get this guy out of the box so we can see what he is all about, compare him to some other figures, and let you know my 2 cents about Endeavor. Since a lot of you have been asking for some My Hero reviews, we're going to make that happen. So let's do it. Here is Endeavor. Endeavor. I can't figure out what voice I'm going to use. I caused myself to get choked up there. Here is Endeavor, right here with a figure, and I can tell you right now, he looks freaking fantastic. Looks freaking fantastic with all the translucent orange from the flames and things like that. I think he looks gorgeous. So far he looks like one of my favorites from this My Hero line, but we'll see here in just a little bit on this. But what he comes with out of the package is he comes with this little flame piece, which I believe fits on the back, and of course his traditional McFarlane stand that has the logo right there. Sometimes McFarlane figures don't like to stand really well. And then the figure itself. And when you take a look from a length standpoint, I mean, this is the 7-inch McFarlane line. You can kind of see he's about 7.5 inches from the tip of his flame all the way to his bottom of his feet there. So that is a big boy. But let's bring him in for a close-up. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. And let's take a look at that face. Love the flame mustache, the way everything looks here. It would be kind of cool to have a couple different faces, one without the flames and one with the flames. That would be kind of cool to have, or ways to continually to customize these. The one thing I'm kind of disappointed at too is no extra hands for Mr. Endeavor. I only get the two, the one fist and the one open hand right here. So no extra hands, but overall, I mean, just a really gorgeous looking with all this orange translucent here. Very nice. Uniform's pretty screen accurate. Colors look really good. The face looks good. I mean, he is Endeavor. The face mold looks really great. One thing I've discovered about McFarlane is his anime molds look pretty decent. Like anything that's like cartoon related seem to look really good. Anything that's real life related, so, but yeah, there he is from the front, from the side, from the back, and like I said, this part, it doesn't tell you how it goes in, so I'm assuming it goes right in like so. So it covers his back like this. So that's kind of cool. Or I guess you can put it like this, or however you want to put it on, you can put it on. I know this would inhibit some posability by having those flames on like that. So if you're wanting to keep him in some dynamic poses, you may want to keep the flame off. And here he is from this side. We'll go ahead and rotisserie view it too as well. Again, and like McFarlane figures have, this has 22 points of articulation. So the first point, of course, is the head. The head has all sorts of articulation. Then the arms, you can come up. You have the twist, and you can kind of see it's on this kind of like cool little joint here. It can kind of go up and down. You have the twist, and then you have the twist at the bicep too, right there, but it's having a little difficulty to twist. And then you have 90 degree, and then the arm, the wrist, it moves this side like that. I wonder if no, I don't want to force it and break it there, but that's the arm. Then you have the upper chest movement, and then the lower ab crunch movement there. And then he can't quite do the Van Damme because of his uniform. Kind of gets in the way, but you can kind of see just the joints that it has. Kind of kicks up a little bit. Endeavor's not the most flexible person in the world there, but you do have that twist. You do have a little bit of twist there. You do have more than a 90 degree bend. And then on the feet, of course, you do have the foot has the ankle tilt and rotation, and that part right there, which I love, that has that. And so that's the kind of rotisserie movement and articulation you have with Endeavor. So, but so far, I mean, my first reaction to this, it looks great. The paint application looks good. There's not really much overspray. You can tell there's a little sloppiness right there. But overall, nice job, McFarlane. And I bet if you had some extra lighting, I mean, we can kind of do some light piping. So let me bring my phone in, and we'll just use the flashlight from the phone and kind of just pipe that light. Well, if my flashlight would like to stay on. There we go. And you can kind of do some light piping if you wanted to. Maybe get some little LEDs that you can kind of have from the back and just make it look like really kind of cool and flamey. That's pretty neat. Does it all the way down here too on the feet. That's kind of cool. That's cool. Maybe get like a stand that you can kind of have them on that has some LEDs. And that could definitely work on there. I'll go ahead and turn my light off my camera because I don't want to be like those people that walk around with their flashlight on. But let's do this. Let's bring in some other figures for a little comparison. So here are some figures we can compare him to. So this is Anime Heroes All Might. We have a 6-inch Black Series Star Wars figure here. Why can't I think of his name right now? Dang it. We'll just call him Old Man Skippy. And then we have Ahsoka Tano right here, the 3.75 inch. So you can kind of see how he scales with other lines of figures. Probably Anime Heroes is going to be more the speed of which would be close to what McFarlane's is right there. But let's see how he compares to McFarlane figures. Here is how he compares to other McFarlane figures. So this is the 7-inch All Might. I am here. Here is the 5-inch Todoroki, which is Endeavor's son. On that, I do have the big 7-inch one, so I've got a bunch of 7-inch My Heroes. I just need to start cranking out those reviews. I know some of you are like, bring out my hero. So I've got those to do, but you can kind of see how he kind of scales and looks pretty accurate. I think All Might could be a little bit bigger compared to Endeavor here, but you know, Endeavor's a big boy. He's a big guy. But let's see how he looks as well with, let's see here. Let's do Midoriya. And so here is the 7-inch Midoriya right there. So there we are. So let's get back together for my final thoughts on Endeavor from McFarlane Toys. So let's talk about my final thoughts about Endeavor. Here he is. This is probably the way I'll have him stay posed for a little bit. But again, just a pretty cool figure. I mean, for $3.50, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer. This is one you have to pick up. And again, man, if I had some cool light to kind of do that light piping there, that would be just so cool. Just so cool. So cool. So normally, like when I was looking at the box, that FYE, they were selling him for $28. Like I said, normally McFarlane figures are around $24. You could find this guy on clearance. That plain and simple. We find him at Ross, anywhere like that. You can find him in those places, Amazon, stuff like that. But like when I found him for that $6.94 and FYE was running 50% off their clearance, I had to get him. And for six, I would have paid $20 for this figure. I would have. I think he is very detailed, looks really good, has some pretty good posability. I wish he had some other hands, but that's okay. And but yeah, I would have paid $20 for this figure, but I'm glad I got him on sale. On the scale of good, bad, awesome, I think this guy is pretty awesome. I think he looks great. I think he feels great. I think he scales pretty well, and he's just a big, menacing looking figure. I mean, just look at that. That is just so wicked awesome. Very accurate to his anime counterpart there, and so just, again, so cool. And I can't wait to review more of these McFarlane figures. I've got probably about a dozen that are waiting to be unboxed and ready for your reviewing pleasure. But this guy is freaking cool. So if you like My Hero, you're gonna love this. If you like McFarlane figures and anime, you're gonna love this. If you just like collecting figures, I think this guy looks really good. So make sure to get him, add him to your collection. So that's all I gotta say about that. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. It's a Friday right now when this posts. So y'all have a great Saturday, Sunday. I'll see you again Monday. So in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. Remember, go beyond, plus ultra.